What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dirk Tan. Today I'm going to do a review and comparison of the Stanley 40 ounce versus the 32 ounce Hydro Flask. I own both of these bottles and I use them daily. And I'll go over what I like about both, some similarities and differences, and when I use each. So both of these will cost you around $45 to $50. The Hydro Flask you get on sale for about $30 to $35, whereas the Stanley, right now, there are some sales that you could get a Stanley for $40, but most of the time, they're going to be at retail for $45. Now, let's go over some similarities. Similarity-wise, these things, they both hold the temperature of the liquids you put in there, warm or cold, for quite some time. I do notice the Hydro Flask does keep your drinks colder or hotter than the Stanley when you put the cap on. I don't have the cap with me. I threw it somewhere. And the Stanley, the reason why it doesn't retain the temperature as well is, I think it's this plastic cap. There's a straw hole there and other gizmos there that allow heat to seep through. Now with the Stanley, I find it much better to bring to work while I'm driving. Perfect size to fit in my cup holder, whereas the Hydro Flask, this current size, the 32 size, kind of hard to fit in a cup holder. And also the handle is great to have when you're walking around the office. Looks a bit more office friendly, because sometimes you can misgrip this bottle and have it spill in the office, whereas the handle is just a lot more convenient. Another feature is you have a straw option or a sip option. I really like that controlled sip, whereas the Hydro Flask, if you don't buy a different cap attachment, sometimes when you're gulping, you might spill all that stuff on you. So that's where I like the Stanley. Stanley, pretty much when you're driving, going to the office, hanging around, this handle, this cup holder, the straw feature, and the optional sip feature are great to have. But when you go camping, working out, I recommend the Hydro Flask. With the cap, you can have it carried easily around the gym. At a campsite, you can store this bottle in your book bag. Side pocket's a lot easier than the Stanley. I tried storing the Stanley in my backpack pocket holder, but the handle just gets in the way of me putting in the bottle and having it secure. Whereas the Hydro Flask, it fits perfectly into my backpack side pockets. No issues there. And then another big thing that I like about Hydro Flask and why I recommend it over the Stanley when you're going to the gym or camping is the cap. It's leak proof. You fill this up, you put the cap on, and water will not leak out of it when you're moving around. Whereas the Stanley, not so much. The water doesn't really come out the sides as much as these holes here. So even though you're able to switch this tab over to cover this sippy hole, if you tip this over, liquid will come out. And then, for that reason, I wouldn't want to bring my Stanley to a camping trip. It's going to get all over the place. So yeah, so those are the main differences that I've noticed between the Stanley cup and the Hydro Flask. Hydro Flask definitely more geared towards camping, active lifestyle water bottle holder, whereas the Stanley is more of a everyday casual work water bottle to have. And again, I love the Stanley when I go on long drives. I fill this bad boy with ice, my favorite soda pop, and I'm good to go. Pop in the straw, and I could drive and take sips as I go. Whereas the Hydro Flask might need a bit more hand-to-hand interaction while using it while I'm driving. But that's all I have, guys. Overall, 2 very good bottles, similar price points. And again, both of these, to me, serve different purposes. And I love having both. That's all I have, guys. Ciao.